Alright, so look, man. I had to play on this controller, right? And there was, like, right away, there were problems just from the jump. So, the acoustics in the stage area, we couldn't really hear what the commentators were saying very well, especially if you were further away, which is where I was. So I couldn't even hear what they were saying and like, this is what you're supposed to do, like beat Mother Brain and then escape the planet. Like I didn't even know what the objective was. And then they were like, okay, you gotta press start on 3, 2, 1, go. So I'm just sitting there at the screen and I'm like, what's happening? And then like the way that the Wii U controller is set up, there's like, so they put the default controls on, and I didn't know how to go in and change the buttons. One of the other competitors did. He actually knew how to change the buttons. So I was stuck with default control settings, which is not my control scheme. I use Garrison's control scheme, and for those of you that don't know, that's more... So, here we go. So default controls, you have, this is shoot, this is jump, and this is run. And this, I think, is item cancel. And for me, I use this is shoot, this is jump, this is run. That's more what's called the Mega Man X controls. And this is actually what I use for item select, and I use select for item cancel. So they had the default controls on, and I didn't even know what the control. They actually had they had a piece of paper, a printed out piece of paper that was a screenshot of the default controls, and they put this in front of us. So the guy puts it down and it's not even open because it was like folded. The paper was folded in half. True false, dude. Sub hype, man. Thank you for the sub. Lace it up, man. Lace that glove up. Get it on. So the piece of paper is folded. I'm like, dude, I can't even see what the controls are. Help me. And then I think my headphones weren't plugged into the Wii U because they kept going back and forth between Wii U and 3DS, I guess. So like my headphones weren't plugged in. So the dude's like coming in, he's plugging in the headphones. I'm trying to look at the sheet. I'm like, what are the controls? And then I still haven't even heard what the objective is. So that's why it took me so long to start. I started like 5 seconds after everybody had already started. And then once it finally started, I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, where's select? Because there's on the Wii U controller, like there's the button, the 4 buttons are there, but then like select and start are like way down here. So I'm like, okay, here's select. All right, I need missiles. Okay, I got them. All right. Oh, now I'm in the lava. Jump. Oh, jump doesn't work because my muscle memory is too strong. So I basically like had to keep looking back at this sheet to be like, what are the controls, man? Oh, and then there's also input lag. Sorry, I forgot about that as well. For any of you that have seen me play Super Metroid before, you're probably very confused by what you saw. In fact, I want to play Super Metroid on stream at some point during this recap. I'm only going to do the climb. That's it. I'm going to play Super Metroid for 5 minutes. I'm going to do the climb, and then that's going to be the end of the run. Thank you, Extremanius. Uh-oh, that's not very nice. King Hippo doing it. Uh-oh. Come on, dude. Open that mouth. Alright, there we go. What's up, Gooby? Dang. Been a long time. Yeah. I think everybody was nervous but me. You know why I wasn't nervous, you guys? Because when I was looking around, I saw some people using super missiles on Mother Brain 2. And I was like, alright. I can come back on this now. What's up, Dreams? Dude, so many people, man. So many people. I want to say hi to all of you. Great Tiger's messing it up. Alright, I need to pull it together here. Alright, that's 2. What is this coming up now? Asking, what the heck, dude? That's not good. That ain't no good. Thank you, Cassius. I appreciate that coming from you, dude. You know, if I swear to God, though, you guys, if I could have just figured out how to change the controls, I would have rocked it for real. Even with the input lag, I think I still would have been good. But between the default controls and the input lag, it was too much for me to handle. So obviously. Yeah, that was the main thing, is I knew how to do Mother Brain 2 and nobody else did. And then I took it super safe on Mother Brain 3. I was eating the lag. See, that's where actually my experience in, what am I doing, dude? My GDQ experience came in, because I've been in so many GDQ races. What's up, Omni? And Vorpal? Super Metroid was the best, dude. I don't even care. Alright, let me see if I can do this right. No, I can't do it right. Throw your punch. This is bad. This is abomination. What's up, Bacon? You enjoyed the climb? Dude, the climb was so good. Dude, if I guess who was left there? I can't remember. Dude, I'm gonna kill him on the bull charge. How about that? It's been a minute. Yeah, I know. I did the first Shine Spark. They're like, yeah. Oh shoot! I can't hit him anymore, dude. We gotta do the bull charge. We're getting in there. We're going old school today. Badu? There it is. Hey, Chicago. Alright. How are we doing here on viewers? Do I even need to finish World Circuit, or should I just start talking? We already have over 200 people. I guess I should probably just start talking. I mean, do you guys really want to see World Circuit? Do you really want to see me beat these guys? Come on. Everybody's already seen these guys get beat 100 times. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, Cassius. I had like the briefest of brief moments, like less than a nanosecond. Like maybe it was like a milliframe where I thought about it. But once I missed the Shine Spark in the shaft, it was like, no, this is not happening. Take that, Honda. Take that! Yeah, that balloon game, dude. That balloon game was pretty strong. Balloon fight. I was not ready to fight with those balloons, man. Those balloons had me outmatched. Dude, I couldn't, Nixon. We had a dress code, man. We had to wear these shirts. 1,000th of a frame. What's up, Johanna Witzer, dude? Dude, Super Metroid. Let's just play Super Metroid, man. Can we do that? Can we do that? Let's just play Super Metroid for like 2 minutes, and then I'll start the actual thing. Here, okay. Full disclosure, I haven't played Super Metroid in like probably a year. Like actually played it. But maybe I'll still be able to do the climb more respectably than I did it in. This is for demonstration purposes. Demonstration purposes right here, dude. Do the whole run. I think I want to go. Man, it's been a long time. Dude, Splatoon was hype, man, for real. Look at that. Look at that. Look at those skills, dude. Can't even. I made the first jump, dude. It's all good. No matter what happens from here, it's all good. Oh, splits, please, dude. Come on. I'm just gonna do the climb. Yeah, I can wall jump. All right. I forgot when to run. By the way, I'm not playing on Wii U right now, just in case you guys are wondering. Uh-oh. Magnet stairs. Magnet stairs are in effect. Oh boy. Spin jump, please. Spin jump, please. Were you arm pumping during the escape? No, I did not. Did you get to meet Mini Wheat? Dude, I didn't get to meet him. Where was he? Alright, check it out, guys. We're gonna go down the tube. That's where we're going. I don't even remember where to shoot the door open. It's been a long time, man. It's been a long time, Super Metroid. Where you been all my life? Yeah, I forgot how to play. This has become clear within the first few moments. What's up, Cypher? Yes, it was hilarious, wasn't it? Here, look, you guys. This is how you're supposed to wall climb, I think. So you start here. There's usually like guys here or whatever, but there's no guys here, so you're just supposed to, you know. Oh no, I fell. I fell one time. Disqualified. So that could have been my escape, right? But my escape was more like this. So that was like the good version of what could have been, right? We could have just done that after I missed the Shine Spark. But once I realized that the wall climbing just wasn't happening very well with the input lag, then this was my escape. Jump, 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 jump. It would have been hilarious if my opponent had hit that Shine Spark and just overtaken me while I'm doing like jump, 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 jump. Check it out, dude. Look at all those jumps. Magnificent jumping. I should have gone up this side too, because I think when you do the escape, there's only, I think that's not even there. I don't know that this one is even there. I'm not sure. So I could have just gone up this side and just wrecked it. That would have been good. That would have been good enough. So yeah, just to prove that I know how to climb the shaft properly, and I haven't played this game in like a year. I think that wall jumping was not too bad. All right, why don't we start talking about the event, guys? Let's get real with it. I'm going to switch this up here. I'm gonna have to. Let's see. Let's try to fix this up properly. There is going to be a Q&A at the end, so please hold your questions. If your question is like super relevant to what I'm talking about, then I may go ahead and just answer it anyway, but... We got Golden here. Dude, Golden, you just missed my epic wall climbing skills. I was dominating the wall climb so hard. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, we got chat visible. We got me visible. Should I put on my glasses? Makes me look more intelligent, right? No, maybe not. I don't know. Alright, let's go. So, I think what I want to do is I want to switch webcams because it makes it easier for me to read chat and do this at the same time. So, just give me 1 second here. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Gotta use the integrated webcam. This is not the professional webcam, but let's see what happens now. Yeah, that's better. See, now I look like I'm actually looking at you guys. Okay. So let's talk about Nintendo World Championships 2015. I am going to start from the top, and that was actually when I first got invited. And how I got invited was I got a direct message on Twitter from ROM Scout, which said, like, hey, are you interested in being in Nintendo World Championships? And then I was like, hey, I think somebody hacked your account. You might want to, like, look into that. And then he responded back and he's like, no, nobody actually hacked my account. Actually, Nintendo asked for you specifically, so if you want to do it, then let me know. If not, we'll find somebody else. So I was like, oh, okay, so that's for real, dude. It's a legit invitation. So what happened was I immediately realized that, well, this is happening like very, very soon. I don't have a lot of time to decide, so I just kind of made a snap decision and did it. I mean, I think pretty much most people would have been like, yeah, I would do that. So after that, I was kind of like, well, what happens now? Like, what do I need to do? I don't know. Like, to be honest, I really didn't know very much of anything about Nintendo World Championships. I had heard a little bit about it, but I really didn't know. And I just kind of did some research. I was like, okay, let me see what this is about. I saw that they had played Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario 3, and Dr. Mario in the qualifiers, and I was like, okay, I don't know any of those games. And then I saw they had kind of talked about, it's going to be some old school games. And I was like, okay, I can do this. But then I knew it was going to be some new games too, and I was like, oh, I can't do that. So I had some decisions to make. One of the decisions I had to make was how much time I wanted to dedicate to practicing, because I think I had about a week. I think I had a week to prepare for this event. And keep in mind, I do have a 40-hour-a-week job, so really I don't have that much time to prepare. So I had to also decide, do I want to buy a 3DS? Do I want to buy a Wii U? Because I was pretty sure that they were going to be using those in the competition. That was one of the first things I did, was I kind of tried to analyze, because they weren't going to tell us anything about this. So it was like, figure it out on your own, which I'm pretty good at that. So I was like, hey, I could probably figure this out. So I figured, hey, they did the regionals on the 3DS with the NES remix games and stuff. So that would be a good starting point. Go ahead and get those, play through some challenges, kind of get a feel for it. And then the Wii U, because they want to promote new games and stuff like that. So that was kind of my thought process. And actually, I'm going to go through and I actually wrote down like when this was happening, I was trying to get organized. I try to be an organized person anyway. So my main goals were I just wanted to have a good time and enjoy it as much as possible. I wanted to represent the speedrunning community in a way that would make people, you know, happy, and be like a good ambassador, because I didn't know who else was going at this point. I didn't know if I could have been the only speedrunner at that point. I didn't really know. I wanted to just be calm and relaxed, you know, kind of be prepared for the unexpected, be enthusiastic, have fun, you know. That was basically it. That was kind of the way that I was approaching it. And, you know, I knew that some of my strengths played into kind of planning and strategy and, you know, being able to perform under pressure, having more experience, stuff like that. So I knew I had a lot of stuff going in, but I knew my weaknesses, my biggest weaknesses were the lack of time to prepare, the lack of experience in recent games, stuff like that. Those were some big hurdles to overcome. So I knew eventually I got to speak with a guy named Eric who works for Nintendo, and I guess you see him on the Nintendo Direct stuff. He's on there quite a bit, and he kind of explained to me what it was about without really telling me anything other than you will be playing The Legend of Zelda, and other than that, just check our social media and try to keep up, and maybe you'll see something else. So So I knew I had to get ready for Zelda, so that was like the first thing. So confession time, before this I had never actually played The Legend of Zelda. I used to always watch Jay Prophet play it, but I never actually played it myself. So I had to get into that. I started practicing that a little bit because I knew that they're going to use it probably early on. If they're going to be like, look, everybody needs to know this game, they're probably going to make sure that, you know, it's something that everybody plays, I would think. So I practiced Zelda, and this was before they had really released what the challenge was going to be, and I learned a lot of things. I learned the screen scroll glitch. I was able to do that. In fact, I did it on stream. The last stream before I left, I was doing some practice, and I did the screen scroll glitch, and I went into stage 3, and I beat stage 3. I got bombs and stuff. There was some discussion. I talked to Darkwing Duck about this, because I had known Darkwing for a long time, and obviously he's a top-tier Zelda player. So the consensus was, because he'd obviously consulted with some other people as well, including people that are probably in the chat, like Jay Coper and Lack Attack right now. Yep, I see both of them there. The consensus was to go, because this is the thing, when they released the information, they said, the way they worded the goal in the tweet was that you had to, the first one to get the Triforce wins, all right? And they said you have to beat the first dungeon, which it didn't say level 1, it just said the first dungeon, which, you know, I don't know what that means. That could mean you just, any dungeon you choose, you get to choose what's the first dungeon, you know? If they had said level 1, then yeah, I can understand that. But I was going in under the assumption there was a small possibility that you might be able to do level 3 first. Anyway, I was steered away from this because they said, oh no, it's way too risky and you can't do it and da-da-da-da-da. But there was actually, which I should show at some point, a way that you could really do stage 3 and give yourself a pretty big edge if you were able to get the screen scroll. You could set it up in a way where you can kill, so you can actually kill a few enemies beforehand and make the first orange Dark Nut the 6th enemy that you kill, which means he could drop a bomb, and then the 3rd Dark Nut in that room will be the 8th enemy. So you have a chance for a bomb drop there, and then it's going to give you an automatic bomb drop when you kill all 3 of those guys. So that would give you plenty of bombs to go into Manhandla and take care of him. Of course, this was making a lot of assumptions. So anyway, we'll get back to Zelda later, but I did that. I had to wait. The thing that killed me the most is like not being able to talk to anybody about this, because they told us like everything's secret. You can't talk to anybody. They actually made us sign something that we weren't going to say anything to anyone. So, because I wanted to talk to people, I needed help. I was like, you know, how would you prepare for this? How would you, you know, do Zelda? What would you, like, I just wanted to get people's opinions and thoughts on how they would do it. Because there's a lot of people in the community, I respect their opinions. But couldn't do that, so I kind of just had to go, I had to go alone, to use a bad pun. And I did. And what I did was I eventually kind of I narrowed it down to what I really thought was going to be in there. So these were my guesses before the event, before I left Maryland to go to this event. My guesses were that they were going to split between new and old games, and the old games that I was predicting, that they were going to, this was my assumption. I assumed that they were going to use only Nintendo franchises, like first-party Nintendo games with their franchise characters, Donkey Kong, Samus, Link, Mario. They weren't going to really step outside of that too much. And that they were also going to use a diverse, because they had announced there's 8 games. So I figured they're going to use a diverse set of games. They're not just going to have a bunch of platformers, They're going to have a racing game, a puzzle game, a fighting game, a shooting game, all the different kind of genres, a platformer, a sports game, whatever. So for the new games, they had announced Splatoon by this point. So I already know Splatoon is in. That's correct, Blecky. Thankfully I was not wasting my time on FF1, because that would have been terrible. So I knew Splatoon is in, I knew Zelda's in. So I figured there's 6 more games. 3 of them are going to be old, 3 of them are going to be new. Let's start with the new games first, and I'll tell you my rationale. One, I said Mario Kart 8. This is a shoo-in. Mario Kart 8, it's super popular. It came out recently. They're going to want to promote that as much as possible, and it's a racing game, so it fits into a different genre. That's an easy one to take care of. That's no question. Mario Maker, that was another prediction, because obviously that's something that's coming up. I don't think they had said it was going to be at E3 yet, maybe, but I know I'd seen like previews and stuff for it, and Mario Maker seemed like a pretty obvious choice as well. And then the other one was going to be Smash Brothers, which obviously that's, again, another new game. They're going to want to promote it. It's their franchise, and that's your fighting game. So you got your fighting game, you got your shooting game, you got your racing game, and you got your platforming / creating stuff game. So I hit on all 4 of those. I knew all the new games outside of the one that they secretly revealed, because I was wrong on my assumption. It ended up being 5 new games and 3 old games instead of 4 and 4, which is what my original thinking was. So the 4 games that I thought they were going to do for NES, obviously you had Legend of Zelda. That was one. I actually thought they were going to do a Metroid game. I just wasn't sure whether it was Metroid or Super Metroid. And I almost wanted to say it was Super Metroid, but I was just like, no, that's my fanboy Super Metroid love coming out. I need to just rein that in. That's not reality. So I was like, they'll probably just go with original Metroid or whatever. But they went with Super Metroid. I knew there'd be a Metroid franchise. I thought there would be a puzzle game. That's the one where I missed. I thought there would be either Dr. Mario or Tetris. Tetris is a throwback, obviously, to the original World Championships, and then Dr. Mario was in the qualifying rounds. So you had to figure that would be in. And then the last one that I thought is because, well, there's not technically, racing is technically a sport, but there's not like a sports game. So I was thinking they might do some Punch-Out. I really did, because I was almost thinking, why did they invite me in the first place? But then later on I figured out, well, no, that would be too much of there'd be too much bias if they put Punch-Out in, knowing that, that I play Punch-Out. But those are my predictions. So I was pretty close. And it wasn't really helpful because most of those new games I had no experience in, and some of the old games I had no experience in either. So it was really like, well, probably not going to be doing all that hot. I was really kind of confused at first when I was invited. I was like, they know I haven't played a game that's come out after the year 2000, right? They have to know that. And I'm not sure that they did or not. I don't really know the process in which they chose people or how they went about this, but I do know that that I was probably not the most qualified candidate, especially compared to some of the other candidates that were out there. Sorry guys, let me turn my phone down a little bit. but nonetheless, I was happy to be going. So my preparation basically consisted of practicing some of said games that I mentioned. I even actually practiced Punch-Out Wii, believe it or not. I practiced some Punch-Out Wii. Zallard helped me out with that. And I did a lot of Zelda. I did a lot of the Dungeon 1. And I opted not to purchase a 3DS or a Wii U. This was a choice that I stand by it because let me give my rationale for it, okay? Even if I had purchased a 3DS or a Wii U or both and played on them, I had virtually no time to prepare. Like, it's not like I'm gonna all of a sudden magically get good on these consoles that I've never touched before in my life. Now, if I had had weeks in advance to prepare, I absolutely would have bought them. I would have gone to town. But because of the short amount of time I had to prepare, it seemed like it would be kind of a waste. And didn't go for it. So anyway, I guess we may as well just kind of get into to going there and what happened next, because I think I was not feeling very prepared at all, but I was ready to just go and have fun, like I said. So Saturday we got there, and I had about a week Vorpal. It was not a lot of notice. By the time everything was like solidified, like by the time I had agreed and we had actually had something signed or whatever, I think I had a week or less. But that was part of the thing, is that they wanted everybody to be surprised. That was their big thing. The big theme that Nintendo wanted is they want to surprise the competitors. They want to see who's going to do the best when they're not prepared, Because they know that if they tell everybody in advance, they know that people can prepare and people can be ready and people can play well. But let's see what happens when people don't have that time to prepare. Who's really got the innate gaming skills to just take on these challenges that we throw at them, That's kind of what it was more about. So, and I think it worked out well. So what I did is I didn't want to go completely blind. Once they had announced Splatoon, I was like, I have to at least play this game, man. I have to play this game. So thankfully, my girlfriend has a friend that has a Wii U, and she has Splatoon. So I go over to her place. This was, I think, this must have been on Thursday, because I left very early on Saturday. So I go over there, and like her and her 5-year-old son are teaching me how to play Splatoon. Like this is very humbling, okay? You think you're about to go play in like the Nintendo World Championships, and you have a 5-year-old teaching you how to play this game. Like it's so funny. Like you can't help but laugh. You're just like, man, this is something else. And it was awesome. This little kid, it's like he would freak out so much. Like he'd watch me play and he'd just be like, "Oh my god, like what's gonna happen?" Because I'd be like so close to just terrible things happening, or terrible things would happen all the time. So anyways, that was how I prepared for Splatoon, and they helped me out quite a bit. I at least learned the controls. I felt like I could play the game, and I was good enough to just, like, basically my goal was, like, be good enough to not make a complete and total fool of yourself. Like, just be able to play. So I did that, and then I also had I had them play a little Mario Kart 8 with me, because they had that too. So I was like, hey, can we just play some Mario Kart 8? So I was kind of ready for Mario Kart 8 if I had actually gotten to that round, although they did the 200cc course, which I would have just gotten destroyed. So it didn't really matter. But that was the last part of my preparation. So Saturday we get there, and the first thing that we had to do, there was kind of this meetup, and we had to do some interviews. There's going to be like actually I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this, but let's just say we had to do some interviews, and you guys may see them at some point or not. I mean, probably you will. But anyways, so we do the interviews. I got to meet some of the people that were the regional winners for the first time, because they had this kind of thing where actually this was funny. So we were supposed to meet somewhere and then go to this hotel, right? And they were very close to each other, and I couldn't find the meeting place. But I found the hotel, so I was like, I'm just sequence breaking. I'm going straight to the hotel. I'm not meeting them and walking over. I'm already here. So I'm like already there, and then everybody comes in, and then but I didn't know where they were meeting once they got in the hotel. So then I still had to find them, and it was kind of a big mess. But eventually, I was up on this upper floor, and I'm like looking down, and I see Trihex and Cosmo and TMR, and I'm like, all right, it's on. So I go down there, and I probably could, BB. I probably could. So I go down there and meet the people. Everybody's pretty cool. Everybody's laid back. They're having they're just like having, drinks and appetizers and stuff at this little hotel bar / restaurant type thing. And they're taking us up for these interviews kind of a couple at a time. And it was just interesting to kind of get to talk to people and see where they were and see some of the other speedrunners and, get back with them and kind of talk about, well, what do you think's going to happen? What do you think? And hearing what people's ideas were about, what games would be in and what their strategies were and stuff like that. Like, everybody was really conservative on Zelda. Like, everybody was like, oh, I'm not going for the bombs. Like, I'm playing it safe. Everybody was doing safe strats on Zelda, which I found really interesting. And the only ones that weren't really going to try to do safe strats on Zelda was probably me and TMR. That's about it. I think everybody else was like, nope, playing it safe. I think at most, some people would kill the first blue Octorok to hope for a bomb drop, because you can get a random bomb drop off that guy. But after that, nope, nothing else. They're just going for that. If we don't get the bomb, don't get it. But the thing is, if you actually miss that bomb drop from the first blue Octorok, you can go back one screen, kill 4 enemies, come back, kill the blue Octorok again as the 6th enemy, leave again, come back, kill the blue Octorok as the 8th enemy. And if you get the bomb in any of those scenarios, it's still faster than if you just play it safe. So, actually, Jay Coper, he did not. There's a story behind why he went conservative. There's a little more to it than that, at least from my point of view. I'm not sure if he's already kind of talked about it or not, but I think there was a reason for that, and it was a good reason. So, hey, Duckfist, what's up, man? Thank you. And so that was Saturday. Was really pretty simple. We did these interviews. We kind of had this hangout thing, and then it was like, all right, go to bed. You got to be back here at 9:30 a.m. So the competition didn't start till 3 p.m. We had to be there at 9:30. So I get there, and you guys know me. I like to dress up a little bit sometimes. I might wear a little a shirt that is, maybe a little more flattering than just wearing a t-shirt or something like that. And so I do that, and I get there, and all the competitors are already there. I'm the last one there. They all have their Nintendo World Championship shirts on, and they're all looking at me like, the fuck is this guy doing? And I'm like, shit. I knew this was going to be a thing. So they'd given us this gift bag, which I'm going to show you guys. So they gave us this. This was in our rooms, which Nintendo was, of course, nice enough to pay for our hotel accommodations and our flights out there. We got this guy right here. You guys recognize him, right? Everybody knows who that is. He's a cool guy. Let's see what else we got here. Micro Land. Check it. It's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet stuff. And then, of course, the shirt. The shirt was in there as well. Should we had to wear these name tags. Sick name tag right there. Sinister One. Boom. And then we had to get these credentials also. Look at that. So this was so that you could be in the building in like backstage areas, because we were doing this at the Nokia Live Theater in Los Angeles, where they hold a lot of events there. So like when you go downstairs and you see like there's pictures on the wall of like just all celebrities. It's all like musicians and movie stars and everybody, like people that have been there like on stage and stuff. It's just lined with pictures as you're walking down the hall and you make your way into this green room. So anyway, thankfully they had another shirt. And they had another shirt, and thankfully it was a better size. Because the first size that they gave me was like extra large, and it was just massive. So then they gave me this one, which obviously this one, you know, fits a little more to my liking. So we were good. Nah, Duckfist, we had that under control, man. We had that situation under control. None of that was going on. If I just refused to wear the shirt, yeah, they would have tossed me, dude. They would have got somebody to fill in. It wasn't even a dress shirt though. It was a nice polo actually. It was a really nice polo, man. I was really wanting to wear that, but oh well, we'll see. I am not 6'3", I'm 6'1", maybe 6'3" with the hair, but anyways, a very nice gentleman named Eli who works for Nintendo, who was coordinating all this stuff, was able to get me another shirt. Eli was great. I'm going to talk about him more in my shout-outs, but he kind of was in charge of coordinating everything, making sure the event was going off smoothly, taking care of all the competitors, etc. So we get there, they give me the other shirt, they take us down to this green room, and we're in the green room, and they're like, all right, everybody, you have to turn your cell phones off now, and you have to show us that they're turned off. Like, this is serious time. And there's like a guy that comes in, there's like this big dude, I think he was a bodyguard, like legit, like he was gonna make sure nothing went down that wasn't supposed to go down. He was a mean looking dude, and that was the only time I saw him there during the whole competition. So he's in there, and he's like just standing there, and then this dude comes out, and he's got a big bag, and he pulls out the bag, and they start pulling out 3DSs, and they're pulling them out. And then they have like the TCP/IP cords, and they're like hooking them together, and they're like making a local area network. And we're like, what's going on, dude? What's happening here? And they're like, all right, guys, listen. There's a new game that we're gonna have you playing that nobody's seen before. We haven't even announced it, but we want you guys to at least be able to play it for a couple minutes so that you're not completely blind on it. So that's when they showed us Blast Ball, which of course now is Metroid Prime Blast Ball, I guess. And I was like, man, this looked like Metroid Prime, but with a ball. So they let us play that for a little while, and this was really key, because confession number 2, you guys shouldn't be surprised by these confessions, you guys know me. Confession number 2, I had never played on a 3DS before. I'd never even touched a 3DS. I didn't even know what a 3DS looked like. Alright? So they hand me one, and I'm like, alright, thank God, I've touched it, I see where the buttons are now. I've felt the D-pad. I see that there's some other buttons going on here. So we played a couple rounds, and it went well, actually. I think I won the few rounds that I was in. I thought I was doing well, but I think it was really my teammates were good and not me, which I'm sure you guys noticed later on. But it was tough to get a hold of the controls in that game. It was very difficult. Obviously, it's a 3D game. You guys know 3D is not my thing, man. But nonetheless, like I said, it helped. I was like, okay, I've at least played this game now, and I've played on a 3DS. That's 2 things down that hadn't happened yet. So then after that, they had us do some other stuff that was for other stuff, and then they fed us lunch. So we go into the lunchroom, and I'm standing in line, and one of the other competitors, he's kind of nudging me. He's like, hey. I'm like, what, dude? And he just, you know. And I look over, and it's Miyamoto. Like, Miyamoto's standing there getting some salad or whatever. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's crazy. I didn't think he would be here. So Miyamoto's having lunch with people, but nobody wants to go bother him. Like, all the speedrunners are just like, yeah, just, don't bother him. He is the god of gaming. So that was cool. Never thought I'd see that dude in real life. So we're kind of having lunch. Everybody's kind of feeling the nerves now, because we have this long period of time before the competition starts. We still don't know anything. All they've told us now is, so now we know Splatoon, we know Zelda, and we know Blast Ball, which everybody's played for about 10 minutes. So nobody's really feeling super confident. Everybody's kind of a little bit nervous, a little on edge. I think I had most of my nerves during probably the 3 hours leading up to the competition. And I was just trying to relax. So eventually they put us back in the green room. They'd had us going like, here, you go there, you go here. Like they're making us go all around and do all this stuff. So we get back in the green room. Everybody's still kind of talking, and I had brought my iPod with me. I had planned for this. I brought my iPod with me, and I put in my headphones. They had a nice couch there. Just laid down on the couch, put my headphones in, and I just kind of went away, zoned out. Went to a good place, made sure I was mentally prepared and ready, and after a little while, somebody finally came in, and they were like, all right, guys, we need to do this. We need to get you mic'd up. We need to da-da-da-da. I'm like, okay. All right, time to go. It's go time. So they, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I missed. Yeah, no. Yeah, so then they're prepping us up. So they get us mic'd up. They're taking us up backstage, and we're like watching. So now we're backstage, and we can hear kind of the mumblings of what's going on the stage. The acoustics are really weird in that place. Like, you can't really make out what people are saying when you're backstage or even when you're on the stage. Like, if you're in the audience, it's fine, but not there. So they're kind of just showing us around. And oh, I forgot, there was one other thing I totally forgot. Part of the thing that they did in the morning was they had us do like this walkthrough where they took us up on stage. They said, okay, this is how we're going to introduce you. You're going to stand here. Sometimes you're going to be sitting over here, da-da-da-da. And they had us practice. The one thing they had us practice, or the two things they had us practice, one was coming out, like people came out from each side. You guys saw in the beginning, whatever. And two was when we lost. They're like, all right, we need you to practice when you lose also. So you go down the stairs and you kind of walk through the crowd. You walk out. And there was nobody in the crowd yet, though, because this was a walkthrough. So the only people in the crowd are, like, Nintendo employees. And they're like, yeah, we want you to, like slap 5 with people as you're going out, as you're going down the sides. So I'm, like, the first one down the stage, and I see, like, Reggie standing there. So I just run up to him and, like, slap 5 with Reggie, and then I'm just, like, taking off down the thing because I just got knocked out or whatever. So I got to high-five Reggie on my practice walk of shame. That was a cool story, I guess. All right, so back to business. So we finally get to the moment of truth. We get out there. We get introduced. We're on the stage. And here, let me. We got to use some pictures for this, I guess, also. Let me find the... Not that one yet. These pictures are so out of order. That's not it. Here we go. All right. So, let me go back. Okay, now I got the order. I got it. We got it, y'all. We got it. So first up, I'm not playing. They have other people playing first. So I'm just sitting here on the couch. We got Mad Mage, we got Bananas, we got Aaron, we got Fern Sig, who was in the chat a little earlier, and then I can't tell who this is that's cut off. They're cut off in the picture there. But we're not playing. We're not playing round 1. So we just kind of get to sit there and watch and see what happens. And the couch was pretty comfortable, so I'm good. I'm just chilling. I'm like, all right, this is cool. This is fun. Not really feeling nervous yet. We get to watch the first round of Splatoon, and it goes pretty well. Very close matches there. I think it did go to 3 games. It was pretty tight, and I was like, I'm not feeling nervous anymore. This is interesting. Because I thought I was going to be, the way that I thought it was going to be was like kind of like a GDQ where it always plays out, where you feel really nervous in the beginning, and then, here, I'm still a little lower. Whoop. So at a GDQ, you always feel nervous in the beginning of your run, And then that guy does kind of look like Russell Brand. And then once you kind of settle in, so like once you play a little bit, you're good. So I think the reason that I wasn't feeling nerves is because this was a team game. What's up, Spike? So because this is a team game, there's like not as much pressure on you. And it's not just a 2-man team. It's like 4 players on your team. You can hide pretty well in a 4-player game. So even though I was totally unprepared for this game, I was still like, all right, we can do this. Let's roll. So as soon as I find out who my team is, because they had us go up on the side of the stage here, I'll show you, because you guys probably you guys didn't see this, but thankfully the GF was snapping pics, so we got the pics. So I find out I am with Jackson Blackson there on the far left, Timsy88, and then of course Cosmo. You guys know him, and you can see what I'm doing with my hands there. I always talk with my hands, so I'm talking and discussing strategy. This is like my immediate thing. I'm like, all right, first of all, what weapons do you guys have? Because they made us choose. We only had 3 choices. We could only choose from Splattershot Junior, Splattershot, and then Roller. So you only had 3 weapon choices, and we had to choose them before. Everybody had to do it secretly. So nobody knew what anybody else had. So that was the first thing we did. So it's like 3 of us had Splattershot, and Jackson Blackson had a Roller. So we're like, all right, so how do we want to handle this? We're kind of strategizing. I'm talking to them. I'm like, listen, you guys have more experience than I do. What do you want me to do? I'm kind of the noob of the group. So they were like, just go for coverage. Don't worry about it. Just do the best you can, and we'll handle the rest. And handle it they did, because my team carried me straight through round 1. Believe me, people, if they could have just showed my feed only, it probably wouldn't have been very good. But these guys were ready, they were prepared, and they pulled it out in some very, 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 very close games of Splatoon. We barely won. It was best out of 3. I think we won the first one, lost the second one, won the third one. So we got through. Backpack strats were in effect, man. I got carried. And thanks to all these guys, man. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna do shout outs later, but thanks to all of them, because they're all awesome and they got me through round 1. So so that was round 1. And I was actually I was happy with how I played, believe it or not, because even for how bad I am at Splatoon, I did pretty well. I splatted a few people. I didn't get splatted that many times myself, and I was able to get into some areas where like people weren't there, and I covered some areas really well in the matches. So overall, I mean, I was happy with my Splatoon performance, to be honest. So round 1, and then we get Zelda, right? People are sent to the underground, and it's Zelda time. We got TMR in there. So I think at this point, Cosmo and I are sitting on the couch because we're safe. So we're moved over. So I'm sitting next to Cosmo, and we're chatting it up, because I know Cosmo obviously from GDQs and whatnot. And we're talking about like, what's the strategy? What's going to happen? Is he going to go for the bomb? Is he not going for the bomb? And what had happened before in the practice room is that there was kind of like this hive mind thing of don't go for the bomb, because TMR was practicing it in the practice room, and he was not getting the bomb, or he was dying, or bad things were happening. So people are just like, just don't go for the bomb. And the truth of the matter is that if you're a speedrunner, you should have enough of an edge to be able to play level 1 just slightly better than your opposition, and the fact of having experience in high pressure situations. So like, no offense to any of the other people that were in that first underground, but TMR had more experience in high pressure situations gaming wise than any of them. So that gives him an edge. That, and the fact that, he's practiced the game probably more than them as well. And the main thing was like, don't die. That was the main thing. Don't die, because a lot of people were dying in Zelda. I died plenty of times doing that Zelda run, and I think that's really how they set it up. They kind of wanted it to be the kind of thing where people have a chance of dying, people have a chance of losing. you'll notice that kind of theme later on as we go through the other elimination rounds. So, unfortunately, TMR gets the boss. He only has half a heart. He doesn't make it. He dies. Somebody else dies. And then I think it is, I want to say, it was BSG 4000 that took that one down because he lived. He lived. He beats the boss. He's safe. So they send him over to this chair. So they had like this solo chair where you just sit by yourself. You're in the underground. You're not on the couch anymore. You're not in the background chairs. You're just like, you're on your own, dude. You're screwed. You don't want to be there. You don't want to be sitting in that chair. Oh, did TMR not get to the boss? I'm sorry, man. It was all a blur. He died okay. He died of the boomerang, guys. Well, my bad. And I guess it was somebody else died on the boss. Somebody else died on the boss. But anyway, 3 people got eliminated right off the bat. So it's like, they had only told us the tournament structure, like, right before the tournament. We found out when you guys found out. We didn't know anything about this until the last moment. Like, literally, they kept the information so secret. The only thing that we knew that other people did not know going into it, like us versus somebody watching the stream, is Blast Ball. That was it. We had nothing else in the way of information. So they did a good thing keeping things pretty much on the low. And Poexel, we did get to practice a little bit with not with the Wii U controllers, but with 3DS. So, and I'm not sure which one they played it on because I wasn't up there, but I don't know. I think they might have played it on the Wii U controllers because I guess they had the save state set up, but you can do it on either one, I think. So anyhow, I was rooting for TMR in that one. You know, he's a fellow speedrunner, and he's a good guy, and he didn't make it, so I was kind of sad about that. But you got to move on. You got to move on to round 2. So round 2, of course, was Blast Ball, and I get teamed with Essentia and Aaron from Game Grumps, and none of us are really feeling that confident. So again, we go through the strategy discussion. And I had an idea. My idea was that you want to have you have 3 players. You want to have 3 different roles. So you need one goalie, you need somebody on offense, and you need kind of a defender person because you can actually not kill, but you can knock the other players out of their suits, and that which basically disables them for a while. And there's like an upgrade that you can pick up to do that with, or you can just do it naturally by just firing on them with charge shots. So it was either that, but we opted for a different strategy where we had a goalie and we had 2 offensive players. So needless to say, none of us were tremendously good at that game. In fact, we were kind of bad. I'll just speak for myself. I was bad. I probably brought the team down more than anybody else, and you know, we got swept. It was a 3-0 match. So into the underground, that's where you got to go. This is where things got a little confusing, though, is that we had Aaron actually survived based on his score in a previous thing. So he didn't get sent to the underground, so it was just Essentia and I are in the underground. So what they do then is they pull us up for Super Metroid. Well, we didn't know it was Super Metroid at the time. I'm looking through, I'm trying to find some other pictures here. That's the one we want. So they pull us up. What's up, Mike89? And it's elimination round number 2. And I'm not really that nervous. Again, I still haven't been nervous this entire time. Like, I'm just, because you're so busy. They're like moving you here, they're moving you there. You're playing a game, you're doing this, you're talking to somebody else. Like, you don't even have time to be nervous. You're just kind of like in the moment, you know, which is good. That's where I wanted to be. So they have us standing up, and you guys didn't get to see this, but they would have us standing up on stage, and there was this massive projector in the front, which is where all the gameplay, you'll see it actually in this picture that I'm going to show. This massive projector, and they'd have us stand up, and we're like looking up at it like this. You have to like crane your neck because it's so huge, and you have to look up. And as soon as as soon as you hear that bass line from Super Metroid, in fact, here let's hear it real quick. Let's see if we can hear that. Here it comes. Get ready. There it is. So I about lost my mind when I heard that. I'm such not a good sport, man. Like this is me here. Let me back it up a little bit. So I'm standing up there, right? I'm standing up there. So we're looking up at the screen, and then I hear that, and I'm just like, yes! Like that's literally my reaction when I hear that. And then they show the little clip, and I'm just like, it is on, dude. Super Metroid, this is mine. There's no way that I'm losing this. There's just no way. It can't happen. Won't happen. This is my game, man. This is like amazing. How am I so lucky that they put Super Metroid in here? Like, I was even thinking for a second, I was like, is this rigged? What is happening right now? But then reality sets in. Reality sets in, and they hand me the Wii U, and I'm like, oh crap. I gotta play on this thing, man. Alright, whatever, big deal. So what? It's a D-pad and it's buttons. I can do this. So they hand that to me, and I'm like, alright, now what happens? Because they're trying to say what we're supposed to do, but I can't hear it because, again, I mentioned this earlier, but some of you weren't here. The acoustics in there, you couldn't really hear very well. So they're like explaining the rules. They're like explaining, you gotta kill Mother Brain, you gotta do the escape. And whoever gets the furthest in that time wins. So they were actually anticipating that maybe like everybody could fail this. Like they literally thought that there was a chance that nobody would get to the ship. So they said whoever gets the furthest. And I can't hear any of this. They're just like, and I'm like, oh crap, dude. And then I realized my headphones aren't plugged in. I'm like, yo, because they had these like tech support guys behind us. You couldn't really see them. And so the tech support guy comes in. I'm like, dude, my headphones aren't plugged in. So he's like plugging my headphones in. I'm like trying to pick it up, and then I'm like not hearing what they're saying. They're like, okay, we're gonna count 3, 2, 1, start. And they do like 3, 2, 1, go. And I didn't even know what to do. So like the guy behind me I'm just standing there. I'm in the menu screen, and the guy comes up behind me. He's like, press start. So I'm like, oh, okay, fine. So I finally press start, and I snap out of it. And I didn't know where I was going to pop up because, like, again, I didn't hear what they were saying. So I didn't realize I was going to be, like, standing right in front of Mother Brain when I popped up. And I was just kind of like, oh, whoa, okay, what's happening here? So then also they had the control scheme was the default control. So they had a printout. They literally had just a sheet of paper that was a printout, 8x11, snapshot of the control scheme of the default button setting. So I went over this before, but I'm gonna go over it again. Here's your Super Nintendo controller. So default, you've got this is jump, this is shoot, and this is run. Okay, run. Sorry, I'm doing this backwards. Jump, shoot, item cancel. All right. So my muscle memory in this game is strong. This actually became a disadvantage in a way, but obviously it wasn't too big of a disadvantage. My usual control scheme is this is shoot for me, this is jump for me, and this is run for me, and this is item select, not item cancel. And I use Krauser. I'm sorry, man, that's terrible. But I think there are a few people that do use default controls. Yeah, see, I think Chronic. Chronic is. I don't know if Epic uses default. I think. Who else does? I think Desi. I think Desi Rect uses default. There's some people that use default controls that are good Super Metroid runners, man. Don't hate, but for me it wasn't. So I'm like literally, and then not only that, but the way the Wii U controller is it's more of a. It's like a frickin'. I mean, I felt like I was playing with like. This isn't even big enough, but let's pretend it was this. So the Wii U controller, it's like the select buttons like over here somewhere. Like select and start are like down here, and like all the buttons are over here. So like I don't even know where select is. So the first thing I'm trying to do is locate the select button, which I hadn't had to use before, and because I had to select missiles. I'm like, I gotta break this glass, dude. And meanwhile, I'm like getting hit by Rinkas, and you know things are happening, and you know so eventually I get missiles selected, but then I somehow like. I get out of the lava, and then I'm like, oh shoot, wait, I know, I think I should have shot some of the Rinkas first, and then I'm like, and I get knocked in the lava again. It's like it's a nightmare, man. It's a nightmare. I can't even shoot the glass, dude. Like I cannot even shoot the glass. It's not happening for me. So I finally somehow pull it together. I shoot the glass. I get some super missiles in there. I'm unloading, and I'm like, thank goodness, finally we're Mother Brain 2. So I take this opportunity because you get a little cutscene, and I look at all my competitors. I'm seeing, okay, where is everybody? And I'm probably in last place at this point. Like, a few people are already on Mother Brain 2, but I knew that this is where I was going to take the lead because I saw people using super missiles on Mother Brain 2, and I'm like, oh, baby, it's on. So charged up plasma shots all the way, 20 shots. I think I actually did like 24 shots because I just wanted to be really safe. I was like, man, I better not miscount on this, dude. I cannot lose on Super Metroid. So I actually was feeling a little more pressure after a while because I knew that I was like, man, if I actually lose during Super Metroid, that would be like the worst thing ever. I'd have to quit. I'd have to just like leave the speedrunning community altogether. I think I'd be ostracized or something. I don't know. And so anyway, so I get Mother Brain 2, and that's when I took the lead. I actually took the lead during Mother Brain 2, and I was kind of closely monitoring and seeing what was going on with the other players. Let's pull up a picture. So here we go. So that's the big screen I was talking about. This big screen behind us, and we were made to stand. So we'd be like, this is the screen. We'd be standing like right here. So you're just like I said, you're kind of looking up to see it. It was kind of cool actually. It was really cool the way they had that set up. That was one of the funnest things. You kind of had to like wait there for your fate. So anyways, so I kill Mother Brain 2, and I'm ahead. So I thought, I had a brief moment where I thought I was going to do resub on Red Practice Ninja, dude. Thank you very much, man. Thank you for the resub. Welcome back to the Glove Club. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to play it safe, dude. So I just stood all the way at the back, and I was just lagging the game. Like, how much lag can we possibly get? That was what I wanted to find out. I haven't done the old Mother Brain strat in so long. I didn't even know how much the game was going to lag, but oh my goodness does it lag. Like, the normal strat is you're supposed to get up in Mother Brain's face and like jump and shoot the murder beam shots right in the face. Right in the face. But I was like not even trying to do that. I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but this was also, I don't play 100%, so I didn't actually know, I didn't know how to do stand-up glitch, which that would have been sick, because I'm sure I could have done it in that scenario, dude. I could have done stand-up glitch. Somebody would have freaked out. Like, everybody would have freaked out if I did the stand-up glitch. But I never ran 100%, so I didn't know how to do it, which is a shame. Space-time beam to finish. That's a good link. Thank you, Dexter. Beginning of the Super Metroid race, dude. So anyways... Yeah, Epic, dude. Epic would have done it. So many people would have known how to do it, man. I just wish I had known how to do that. I felt so bad. I was like, man, I could have really put a show on here. Yeah, Chronic, the casuals, dude. He cheated, man. He cheated. But anyway, what I did is I skipped the cutscene because I got down. You guys might have noticed me running into Mother Brain, so I skipped the cutscene where like you have to take a little damage, which obviously some of the other players didn't know how to do that. So that was like another advantage that I kind of had. And then getting out, I hit the first Shine Spark because that one is obviously easier apparently than the second one, which I failed. I hit the first Shine Spark, and I go, dude, I want to just like show this on stream and just commentate my Super Metroid run, but I it's too painful for me to watch it. I don't think I can do it, man. It just hurts. It hurts my heart to see it happening. Cypher wants me to replay the whole race, dude. No. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. I'll tell you what, guys. I'll do this. I will do this. I will do it. I can't do it tonight because it's going to take too long, man. It's going to take too long. Alright, fucking fine. You got peer pressure is getting me, man. The peer pressure. The peer pressure is real. Alright, somebody just put the link in chat. Stupid chat, stop scrolling. Okay. This is gonna probably lag the heck out of my computer, so you guys know. Alright, I'll probably turn off the commentary after a little bit, but this is from the beginning, so we'll just do this. Oops. Okay, here we go. Hope you guys can hear it.
Domination.
That's probably way loud. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Fist pump. Dude, I love how the crowd goes crazy. Dude, everybody's going nuts. Everybody's going bananas.
This challenge will bring our players face to face with Samus Aran's greatest threat, Mother Brain. The first player to gun her down and escape planet Zebes, or the longest to survive, will live to
Or
fight
the
another
longest to
day.
survive, because they
May
weren't
the
sure.
galaxy's greatest bounty hunter claim the mantle.
That person saved the animals. Look at that.
I love that these guys can just hear a subwoofer kick in and know exactly what the game is. You guys are the hardest of hardcore. Thank you so much for the energy.
Let's get to the actual gameplay. Wait, no, that's too far.
Somebody's getting crafty with the button assignments.
See, that guy knew how to
Looks like
change
we're
his
getting
buttons,
some
dude.
stuff configured there.
If I knew how to change the
All right,
buttons, it
looks
would
like
have been
everybody's
on.
back in. I'm getting
Now
a
it's
thumbs
time.
up. All right, are you ready? Players ready?
Alright, here we go.
2.5.
2.5.
And now, I'm just gonna linger on 2 for a second. Just think about what an incredible evening it's been.
Okay, that's me.
Should we get to 1?
Give them the
No.
game image.
Okay, right. 3, 2, 1, let's go!
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 seconds, and then I finally started. Alright, so I'm just standing there. I shot a Rinka. I don't know what's happening. I'm looking at the buttons right now. Okay, I got missile selected, but the Rinka's in the way, dude. I got missile selected again. Alright, here we go. We got it this time, right? No, we still don't got it, dude. I'm like, help. There's got to be buttons that do something. I'm shooting. I'm shooting you, Mother Brain. Alright, now we're in there, dude. Now we're in there. Yeah, and by in there I mean the lava. Okay, now I have to find the select button again. Where's the select button? Okay, there it is. I found the select button. I think they're actually showing me right now. Yeah, they're showing me for some reason. Look at that, dude. Fern and Timsy are already into the next phase. But they're using, it looks like they're using missiles. Alright, here we go. I made it. I made it to phase 2, you guys. It's on. These guys don't know about phase 2. I'm tied with BSG 4000, dude. But he paused it, man. He paused it. I think I accidentally paused it at some point, too. Alright, poor Essentia. She's struggling. There we go with the charge shots, baby. Yeah. Charge it up. 20 shots to victory. Here we go. Oh no, Essentia. Okay, she got it. She was there we go. There's some red beam action happening. We in there. Dude, what happened to BSG, man? Did he die? No, he paused it again. Alright, so I'm trying to intentionally lose health so that I get whittled down enough so that I can get it in two beams. There we go. So I go down purposely there, and thankfully I stopped before hitting Mother Brain again. And so now I'm just pausing the game because I was like, I wanted to kind of like take this moment to reflect on my life. So I was like, hold on a second, guys. I really need to think about what I'm doing right now. And then I was like, oh wait, I gotta still play Super Metroid. All right, back to business. So super long cutscene. So I'm just kind of, again, like I said, I'm checking out what was happening. I'm checking out everybody else's screen. I'm seeing where everybody's at. And I guess they just have it focused on me because, you know, I guess I'm ahead. So they're like, all right, well, let's check out the guy that's in the lead. It's in the lead right now. So at this point, during this cutscene, besides checking out the other players, I was also just trying to look at the buttons again. I was looking at the buttons. I was like, okay, this button, this button, this button. I'm like literally trying to fix years of muscle memory gone wrong. I'm like, okay, this is run. This is run. It's not jump anymore. It's run. And so my brain is like, yeah, it's run. We got this. But then my hands are like, no, it's not run. It's jump. I know this. And I'm like, shut up, hands. Just listen to the brain. And it's not working. It's all going wrong, man. It's all going wrong. So anyway, okay, it looks like BSG bit the dust there, unfortunately. And oh man. Alright, murder beam. We got that murder beam, y'all. So I just even let that knock me back. Look at this lag. This is the laggiest of lag. So normally what you're supposed to do, for those of you that don't know, you're supposed to be like standing here and you're jumping up and shooting Mother Brain in the face. Like 3 shots per jump, basically. But that was not happening. I was not, even though I had this much health, I was still like not going to take the chance of just completely messing up and getting owned somehow. So I guess Timsy is still alive there. So now for the escape, I forgot when to jump. There's like a visual cue of when to jump from when the letters, like when one of the letters comes out, that's when you're supposed to jump. I jumped at the wrong time. So I did not make a good door transition. And so he got him down. So I have a bit of a lead at this point. So all I gotta do is escape. This is all I have to do. Look, jump! I'm telling you to jump. You're not jumping. That's what was going through my mind right there. I'm like, all right, run. Jump! And then they freaked out because I did a Shine Spark. Everybody's like, oh, he did a Shine Spark. But then it's like, oh crap. Oh no. I broke out of my spin. I broke out of my spin again. Help, somebody, just please, just make it stop. So then I'm like doing wall jumps, and then they were freaking out again. It's like, oh my god, he's doing wall jumps. And then I got up here, and I'm just like, all I'm thinking about is I just gotta hit this Shine Spark, man. This is it. Let's go. Let's hit the Shine Spark. Let's do this thing. And then, like I was telling Cassius earlier, for the briefest moment, for a milliframe, uh-oh, I'm falling down. Spin jump is not happening. For a milliframe, I thought about saving the animals, but then I realized how foolish that was. I like this part where I almost fall down to the lava, dude. That was so cool. Everybody was freaking out. So then I shoot these guys. I don't think I opened the door or something. I guess no, I didn't back up far enough. That's what it was. So I didn't back up far enough. And then I didn't get charged up. I didn't get charged up, dude. There's no shine spark. And then I'm like, I'm getting stuck down here. So then at this point, I hear the voice of God. And God's like, just relax, man. You're ahead. You got this. There you go. There you go. Just keep jumping. You're gonna make it. And then I realized that it's not God at all. It's BSG 4000. He's standing behind me, dude. He's rooting me on, man. He's just like standing there telling me, dude. He's so chill. And I was like, it was actually a pretty calming influence. It was funny. I mean, I wasn't nervous at that point, but if I had been, I feel like that would have been like really, really helpful for me to like calm down. But yeah, I didn't even know, dude, because I was so like focused on the play that I didn't even know that it was him talking to me until like after like 15 seconds or something like that. So that was it, man. Super Metroid. We didn't even get the Deer Force. There's a high five with Essentia, and then see I gave him a little half hug there, man. BSG 4000, dude. He was helping me out, man. He was helping me out. So I avoided elimination. We did it. Deer Force, y'all. What's up, Bonesaw, dude? Been a minute since we seen that guy. So we avoided elimination, and then they made me go sit on the couch. Dude, I love this, man. Oh, Bad Breaks, I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry, Bad Breaks. Awesome. So that was Super Metroid. That was a good time. So, moving right along. This is I'm quickly realizing this is going to become a 2-part thing, you guys. I thought this was going to be a 1-part thing, but it's almost dinner time, so I'm going to have to stop relatively soon. But we'll get through the rest of the competition at the very least. And let me see if there was any other pictures I needed to show here. Not yet. No, we don't need to show any of these. Okay, yeah, I guess we're good on pictures for now. Have to come back to the other pictures later. Dude, almost 600 viewers, man. What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for watching me talk about this craziness. So I won Super Metroid, so I was like, alright, thank God. So then the next game up they make them play is Mario Kart, and they do Mario Kart 8, and I'm just kind of like, this was the moment that I just was enjoying, because I was sitting alone. Like I said, all the people that were safe were like kind of far away, and they were doing their thing or whatever. And as I'm sitting there alone, I'm kind of looking, and I'm just like, I see Cosmo and Trihex, because they're standing next to each other for the Mario Kart. And I kind of like look out at the crowd, and I'm kind of just like looking around. I'm like, man, this is really cool right now. Like, I was just enjoying that moment so much, because I knew that it was close to the end for me. I was like, all right, there's nothing else. Like, unless they make Punch-Out the next Underground game, I'm dead. It's over. So they finish up Mario Kart. They get us up there again for the next elimination game, and they split it into 2 rounds. They get, like, I guess because there were 6 of us or something, they had to split. They did 3 and 3. So I got to see first. So I was sitting next to Aaron at this point. We had been talking because he had come over. He was safe again, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, balloon fight, man. Yeah, like all you got to do is da da da." And he was kind of like telling me what it was about, because confession number 3 of the stream, I'd never played balloon fight before, which I thought about it briefly, but again, this came back to in the beginning. when I was making priorities, I literally prioritized my time. As soon as I knew that I was going to this event, I prioritized the rest of my free time from there so that I could use it as efficiently as possible. And I was like, they're not going to put in Balloon Fight. They're not going to put in Excite Bike. You know, they're not going to put in these titles that are just kind of out there, even though they're the ones that are on NES Remix. Because I did have a plan at one point. I was like, I have to play every game that's on NES Remix. So the only one that I really touched on that I had not played before was Dr. Mario. I played Dr. Mario. I'm not good at it. And, you know, I at least played it though. But Balloon Fight comes up. So the way that Aaron's describing this to me is kind of like matching. He's like, yeah, you know, you gotta press the button to, you know, make sure you don't fall down too low and da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. And it's funny because I guess Balloon Fight is technically, it is another kind of game because I was talking about how they were doing all the different genres. Balloon Fight's an auto-scroller, right? Auto-scroller, that's a genre that I did not predict. They got me on that one. I had the right idea, didn't get the right genre. So Balloon Fight, I get in there, I've never played it before, and I remember seeing afterwards on Twitter somebody tweeted like, is Sinister One trying to speedrun Balloon Fight? Because I just kept like running into the first electrical thing or whatever. It's just like, oh god. But I was trying to get the physics, and I think I was also another mistake that I was making that I did not realize is that there's more input lag if you're watching the monitor versus if you're watching the actual game, the gamepad. So like I should have been looking down there and playing. I learned this later on, but I didn't know ahead of time. And funnily enough, you guys, Cosmo was super excited for Balloon Fight because he had played it a bunch. Like I think it's in a few of the other games that he plays as like a little side game or something like that. And like he played it a lot. And he's like, dude, I know Balloon Fight, man. I'm gonna rock this. And he did. Cosmo ended up winning. The rest of us got eliminated. And what happened is as we all walked out, Reggie wasn't there this time. I didn't get to high-five Reggie again, but I high-fived a bunch of fans on my way out, so that was cool. And as we all exited, we kind of looked at each other, and I was like, John Numbers. And they were like, yep, John Numbers. Everybody kind of had agreed at that point that like John Numbers was going to take this thing down because I don't know what it was, but there was just something watching that dude play. Like we all kind of just had this feeling that he was going to win, and but I was still I'm still you know I got to root for my speedrunning buddies, so I'm sitting there. I'm like, come on, Cosmo and Triax got to pull this out. So thankfully, the next game is Super Smash Brothers, and it's like, well, dude, Cosmo's got this, man. He's got to get this. Gotta get it, no question. And at this point, they have us backstage. They kind of had us in this backstage area, and we're all just chilling back there, talking and watching. And I don't even understand what Smash. Again, like I haven't played any of the games that are in the competition besides Super Metroid. So I'm like, what's happening in this Smash Brothers game? I don't really understand. I think a few people tried to explain it, but at one point I was just kind of like, okay, I'm just going to talk to people and have fun because I don't really understand this game. So Cosmo and John Numbers advanced to the finals. And, of course, Mario Maker is the final game. Nobody's, like, super surprised by this, but we're all actually excited despite the fact that it was, you know, relatively predictable. But it was still, like, this game's going to be awesome. So they have the different levels. They pull out the blindfold, do everything like that, and Cosmo gets to go first. And it's just back and forth. And they had, like, these cameras backstage. They're, like, interviewing me and Trihex, and we're, like, talking about what's going on. Like, me and Trihex are both just going crazy. Like, we're like, dude, oh, my God, this is, you know. And it's just, it was a fun time. Like, everybody was just having fun backstage. Like, people were going nuts back there, you know? Like, it was, you would think that, I don't even know what to describe it as, but, like, there was so much, there's just so much hype in the air. Like, probably more hype in that backstage room than out, like, out in the auditorium or whatever. Which, by the way, there was, like, probably a couple thousand people, I think, in the audience, which is the biggest crowd that I've ever played before. I've played at GDQs, but the one nice thing that I will say is that being up on stage, you actually really couldn't see the crowd very well at all. The way the lighting was and the way everything was set up, like, you didn't even know the crowd was there. Like, I mean, they were right there. They were, like, right there in front of you. But it was almost like you couldn't even tell. And I think that helped out for a lot of people, just kind of calming nerves and stuff like that. So, as I'm sure you guys saw, Mario Maker, it went down to the final stage, which is like a perfect ending. It's really good because, you know, this had been a really fun competition so far, and I'm glad that it didn't like become a blowout in the end. And somebody's freaking car alarm's going off, dude. Messing with my stream, man. I have to go out there and throw a brick through their window or something. So anyways, just when you think it's going to go off, it doesn't go off. So that game looks really cool, dude. I would actually play that game. That's a new game, but it's got an old school kind of bent to it. So I would consider getting that game. And you guys know I don't really play new games like that, but I think I might have to get that one. So I think on that note, you guys, we're gonna have to stop part 1 of the thing because obviously this beeping's happening. I gotta get dinner anyway, and I'm going to come back with part 2, you guys, because we got a lot more to talk about. So let me just give you guys an idea of what's going to be covered in part 2. I'm going to give you some final thoughts on the Nintendo World Championships. I'm going to discuss, and I'm going to poll you guys, the audience, on some things. I'm going to discuss possible format changes. I'm going to talk about different possibilities for if they have future competitions, you know, different ways that they could engage players and things like that. I'm going to poll you guys on who you would want to see. And as many people had noted, there were no international players. I mean, the Mexican runner was international, but there are no Europeans, there's no, you know, Asians, there's no Australians or anything like that. So that's a comment that people have made about that. So I'm going to give you guys some polls, and we're going to decide who you would want to see in the World Championships if it did go off again. We're going to talk about games. We're going to talk about, you know, what different games would you want to see in there. We're going to talk about, again, about the format, like what kind of format you'd like to see. What about a 2-day format, for instance? You know, what if they had one day that was kind of more the general stuff, and then the next day it was really more involved. Not so much of the team stuff and all that, but just really some one-on-one, head-to-head stuff in games that people have been practiced in or whatever it is. Ooh, that's a good one. People are already throwing people out there. People are already throwing out ideas. I see Nero. I see Hodarubi. Blackie, that's somebody I thought of too, of course, dude. Anybody that does a lot of blind stuff would have done really well in this. And I'm going to talk about some of the other things that went on behind the scenes that I didn't get to discuss yet. I'm going to talk about just E3 because I didn't even get to talk about E3 yet, so we're going to wrap that up. I am going to give shout-outs because there's plenty of those, plenty of shout-outs that need to be given. And of course, we're going to have a Q&A. So I think what I'll do is for right now, I am going to do a mini Q&A just to kind of get things started. We're going to do a 5-minute Q&A. Go. You got 5 minutes. Timer's on. I'm just going to try to answer what questions I can see. I'll tweet about it, Ryu versus Jackio. It'll be soon. I'm not going to wait a long time to do it, but I really do need to stop. Yes, I did tell my job. Well, I told someone at my job. How often did I see the sun? Hardly ever. Favorite flavor of ice cream? Probably coffee. I really like coffee a lot. How are the teams formed? They didn't really tell us that, actually. I did not get to interact with Kevin Pereira at all, Duckfist. I didn't shake Reggie's hand. I gave him 5. If I had to give it a rating from 1 to 10, dude, it was a 10. It was awesome. I mean, my experience from the whole thing was a 10. No question about it. I'm not saying that the thing itself couldn't be improved. Of course, everything can be improved upon, but my own personal experience was awesome. I don't have a Wii U, Vorpal. I'd have to buy one. How did you get invited to the Treehouse? They were just like, dude, you want to be on? I was like, yeah, I do. What color was your team for Splatoon? I don't remember. Oh, that question was too long, man. How old did the Treehouse guys know you? I don't think they knew me at all, dude. Who would you have picked for Smash if you had still been in the tourney? Good question. I would have picked Mario. I actually had a long discussion with Cosmo about this. And the end result of that discussion was that I was going to pick Mario. This was before the tournament even started, by the way. How's the kitchen pipe? It is apparently fixed. There's still some things that need to be taken care of, but there was some work done while I was away, thankfully. I did not get to show my punch-out skills. Why me of all speedrunners? I have no idea. I think they just, picked names out of a hat or something, probably. Why did Cosmo pick Roy? That's a good question to ask Cosmo. Did anyone in the audience recognize you, try to talk to you? Actually, no. Nobody at all. Afterwards, everybody was on stage. Everybody wanted to talk to Aaron from Game Grumps, Cosmo, Trihex, and, of course, John Numbers. He was the number one guy. The rest of us were kind of just chilling there. I heard one person scream out Sinister One, but I didn't even see who it was, and I just was like, okay. I don't know, Jeriel. I may participate in the next, if they have another one. I mean, I'll probably be like dead by then because 25 years from now I'm gonna be pretty old. But you never know. I would have got wrecked, Gus. Neither Skippy nor Jif, Psycho. I eat Wegmans organic. No sugar in that, buddy. That's some good peanut butter right there. No, Yables. I think that's kind of what I anticipated going in. They didn't give us a list, Oilers. No, we knew as much as everybody else knew going in. Hell yeah, Gooby knows what's up with the Wegmans. It's my jam. I was just at Wegmans earlier today. What was the music on your iPod? It was electronic music. There's a DJ that I liked. I don't know if he even makes music anymore. His name's Sasha. I was listening to a mix from 2005 that he made that's very chill and relaxing. And that just kind of helped me get in the zone. It's just all pretty much mostly instrumental. Like I said, it's electronic music. Breakdown? What? Are you going to try to PB in Super Metroid on the Wii U? Dude, if I get a Wii U, I totally would. Alright, last question, because it is 5 minutes. It's about to be up. Let's pick a good one here. Alright. Are you getting a Wii U? I'm going to say maybe. And I'm going to say we'll be back next time to finish this up. So, thank you guys so much. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. So, thanks for watching, and we'll be back next time. Hopefully you guys will be back too.